put those holes on the ground because these are considered to be blind spots. So you can go below and kill those individuals trying to plant the bomb. The last 4 walls are completely up to the roamers. Like one part of the roam, for example, would be admin side. You would come and get these triple walls here. You'd pop this hatch, and then you'd get this wall. That is the console setup. Players might want to reinforce both of these walls because they don't necessarily like head walls here, but it's an aggressive playstyle in order to hold this general area. I'll show you how to make it more intimidating in a second. Always want to pop the back so you can flank. Some players would even put V-holes here. It's up to you if you play in the hallway with a shield. If you don't choose to play hallway with a shield, I would recommend closing that wall. This wall over here, lounge, also needs to be done. So in order to make this room more intimidating, you want to put kill holes in the ceiling, because typically your roamers are supposed to be up top anyways. So walking in through main lobby, all they see is this, and they have to combat that while also worrying about the head holes and this rotation, which can be used by roamers coming up from the basement and flanking said flank. The last 2 walls that you see on the board are used for up top. They would be the walls here. Get your outside breach again. And then now that we're playing more defensively with this position, I would put the head holes here on this side, so that way you have an option of falling back to your hatch. If the attackers choose to come from this side of the map, you can come this way and go to the hatch. But if the head holes were on the other side, then you would die because the holes are there. That's piano. Always close these ones here. Work for it. Let's try to keep in mind that most of these setups that we're showcasing here are considered to be default, not like the only way to do it. So take everything you're seeing with a pinch of salt, with a grain of salt, because there's obviously more than one way to play this game, right? I'm just trying to give you guys a strong idea as to what are the most optimal in at least solo queue positions, right? Now it's completely up to you if you want a rotation here or not. Some players do, some players don't, but for the sake of video we're just gonna make it. That could be reinforced if you'd like. Most importantly though, you do need to come to garage, and you need to get these garage walls. If you don't want to get garage walls for whatever reason, you could even choose to get these 4 or 3 walls left, and you can bunker more deeply into sight. This is also another good 2 walls here. I'm trying to give the most optimal rather than, you know, preference. This would allow you to play in between this area easier. Also put some headers here perhaps. Alright, and you know, pretty much give them a hard time. You would be extending all the way this direction. Like you would have players playing around this side of the map. Give them a hard time holding pillar. You could rotate out. Give them a hard time playing kitchen. And then eventually the goal is to fall back to site and play in the general area of site. To C4 from below, whatever the case may be. Alright, as you saw before, most of the setup you're about to see is pretty much the same, minus a few tweaks. Back. Secret wall all the way in the back. This is probably the one you want to start with, like if you're solo queuing, because obviously, you know, half of those walls that were done in sight could be done by your teammates. You would simply come here, get this wall first, then work your way back to get like that wall or these walls in that general area. The next walls, or last thing you want to get, is the hatch. That last reinforcement that's going to be on the board usually just gets left there. Nobody really uses that for anything. But like a roamer could use it potentially for like, I don't know, here per se. So that way, when they play inside a piano, they could do this. Sit right here without having to worry about the people coming yellow. Or goes like this without the people wallbang them through yellow, because attackers will come